switch over to Flipgrid now. So once again, thank you, Julia. You can take it away.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who are starting anew with me, my name is Julia. I'm with Exeter Public Library. And today I'm going to be talking to you about Flipgrid. And I'm just going to quickly share my screen with y'all. Okay, so third time's the charm. So first of all, I like to always say how long I've been working with something I'm discussing. So Flipgrid I've used for about a year and a half. It was through COSLA Teen Train the Trainer T3. We use Flipgrid to share ideas for teen programming. And it's an ongoing Flipgrid that we can add videos to. And it's just a fun way for those of us who might be a little camera shy. They have some great tools where you can cover your face and use some creative pixelation. So let's get started for us who have no idea what Flipgrid is and want to know what it is all about. So first things first, what is Flipgrid? It's a video messaging platform used to promote social learning and with a focus of education. It really was developed for educators, but there's so many uses for libraries. Librarians can create a topic and then have teens upload videos with their responses. I could see teen advisory boards using this for book talks, or librarians using this. We had mentioned Padlet, using Padlet to promote book collections. You could have a Flipgrid as well. That's, fantasy Flipgrid, and then all of your favorite fantasy books you could make videos for, or book trailers. Remember book trailers? Remember movies in movie theaters? I sort of do. Okay, ways to use Flipgrid at your library. Book group discussion, book talks, show how to make a craft, and then the teens can share a video result of their crafting. You can use it to evaluate and share library resources, create multimedia content for your library, create book trailers, share teen scene updates with Teen Advisory Board and other teen groups. You can promote and explore digital citizenship with your teens, create a safe space or for personal reflection and readings, current event projects, programs, and so much more. So, oh, come on. Sorry, my computer's decided to freeze. Okay, things to consider. I'm really into covering everyone's butts. So please look through COPA and SIPA and talk to your supervisors and your lawyers about if it's okay to use Flipgrid under your policies and procedures. One thing I want to get out of in the forefront right away is it does require that the user, so the kids, will need a Microsoft or Google account. Now for Exeter, most of our kids have Google accounts because they use Chromebooks at school. So just a reminder that that is something right up the front, that they will need to have some sort of email account. So what I love about Flipgrid, because it was really focused on educators when they created Flipgrids, they actually have a parental consent form as part of the website. So you can click on the link and it will take you to this form. So you guys, I could see libraries adapting this very easily for us to have on file for any users. I think we could probably figure out how to do that via a Google form to fill out if your library isn't open and you want to still use Flipgrid. I will say that you will need to have some sort of consent of some sort for teens and anyone under the age of 13, I should say, to use Flipgrid. So best practices for Flipgrid. This is from the Flipgrid website. Again, they're really into education, so they're really clear on everything. So they've, read the policy procedures, they're saying school, follow your library policies, You can clean up student content before it gets posted, so you can actually have that as an option. Send out those consent forms, and if a parent complains that a video on Flipgrid they don't want up, it's very easy to take down. And obviously, none of us are going to be sharing our students, our patrons' information anyway, because we're library warriors. Okay, so getting started. Here's the main website for Flipgrid at flipgrid.com. The corners, there's one kind of for people who are just accessing to get to a specific Flipgrid. There's one for if you're creating Flipgrid. So the right side is for the educator, the left side is for the teens. And basically in the center, you can click educator to sign up for an account, or teens, they can just put in a code under enter a flip code and go right to the Flipgrid. So we're going to click on educator sign up. And again, you can sign up with a Gmail or a Microsoft account, or you can create a new one. Then once you're in, you're going to put in your name, where you're from, the name, general age of the people who will be using it, and prove that you're, not 2 years old. And then you can start your Flipgrid. Just like Padlet, if you're a busy youth librarian and you don't have a lot of website training, this is a really quick and dirty way of getting content for your patrons to share. One thing I want to be clear is most of this is school related for creating a grid. So you're going to ignore school email. Obviously, we don't have access to that. And student ID, that literally is like a student ID number. I think it is possible to use library card IDs for this, but I have not done it myself. So if anyone plays with this and can confirm that, please let us know. And then for the rest of us, I usually use the educator learning community option to make your grid. One thing about the educator learning community option is it can make your Flipgrid public. So you just want to make sure when you set up your Flipgrid that you keep it as a private Flipgrid. The school email and the student ID automatically make it private because it's school related. So I also highly recommend, like everything I do, to create a password to get to your Flipgrid. That way you have really good control over who can access it. You could share the link and then give out the password individually, or however you want to do it, maybe by a case-by-case scenario. What's nice is it's going to give you a gobbledygook password, but you can actually create a specific one that makes sense to you. For example, I made a password that's y'all's Flipgrid. Easy to remember and kind of makes sense. So now I have my main website where I can start to create an actual Flipgrid. So I'm officially signed up for flipgrid.com. So there is a section where you can edit and share your grids when you've made them. And then there's one where you can add a new topic. The way I like to think of Flipgrid is because it's education-based, you have a grid for a specific subject matter. So say I was making a Flipgrid for a book group. You would have like the 6th grade book group would be the name of your grid, and then your topic would be the individual books that you were reading, like To Kill a Mockingbird. So say I wanted to make it To Kill a Mockingbird book Flipgrid, I would click on Add New Topic to create one. Once you're there, this is where the actual creation of the web page will be, where you make the Flipgrid. You're going to give it a title, tell us what it's about. You're going to create a video, and the video can be as long or as short as you want. The recording times, I believe the shortest video you can make is 15 seconds and the longest is 5. They tend to put it right in the middle at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I tend to do a little less than that, usually around 1 minute, because you can get a lot in 1 minute. Other things, pardon me, is you can also upload a video you've already created elsewhere, not on Flipgrid. You can add emojis, images, GIFs, just lots of different possibilities to link to the Flipgrid as well. So say you had a document with book group questions, you could upload that to the Flipgrid. So now you've got the link that's created to your individual Flipgrid topic. And this is, again, the link that you're going to share. Things I like to consider in terms of security when you're creating your Flipgrid. Considering disabling likes and student replies until if you're working with teens you don't know, I would maybe turn those off initially and then turn them back on once you know your users. Those are things that you won't get a notification for the likes, but you will get a notification for replies. So here's the first video. This is me recording a video for you folks. And then you take a selfie so they can see who's your teacher. And then you can go and share the Flipgrid itself. So in this Flipgrid, my video just was talking about how we should all share it, y'all, some information on Flipgrid and how we can use it together. So now I would email all of you the code for the Flipgrid, and the user would enter the code and then click the plus sign to add the responses to my video. What's fun with the actual user side of things is they can do things from use a whiteboard to create a response, add emojis. If they don't like their hair that day, they can pixelate their picture. You can have font text on top of it. You can do download documents and images to lay over. So there's lots of different extras you can do to make the video very extra. And basically once you're there, you're ready to share the Flipgrid itself. So let's see. Okay, so we've got a little time. So I'm going to stop sharing and see if I can actually show you guys a Flipgrid. So I'm going to get you to another screen. So let's see here. Helps if I can. Sorry, folks, 1 second. I think they call these technical difficulties. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here's my active Flipgrid. So this is no longer the slides. So this is, I've clicked on with the link to the Flipgrid. I'm going to play my video. And sorry, McAfee, let me hear it. Can everyone hear that?
I don't think we could hear your,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try it again.
New Hampshire librarians, this is a place where you can play with Flipgrid from the user's perspective.
Yeah, come on. Sorry, clicked the wrong thing. There you go.
Hey, New Hampshire librarians, this is a place where you can play with Flipgrid from the user's perspective. You might use Flipgrid at your own library. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, did you guys hear that one?
It was a little hard to hear, I think just the lag, but.
Okay, well, basically it's a video, plays sound, they can listen to it, and then you can actually record a response. So then this is what would happen if you were a user. You say, okay, I heard about these ideas, let's create a video. So you can use the camera. I think my camera is not going to let me use it because I'm using it for the meeting. So, but basically you would click on record a response. The video record would come up, and then they could record their responses. So as you see, there's a lot of usage for it here. I especially like that if you have some camera shy kids, they can put an emoji over their head and still talk, or they could put just a picture up. So if you have a few kids, like I know I have a few camera shy kids, it's a way for them to use it without feeling like their physical appearance is on the line. And you can even make that a rule saying, please put an emoji over your face if you want to keep it super private. And yes, there is an app, and it is very easy to use. I actually find the app slightly easier to use than the computer, probably because I'm used to using my phone to record more than things than not. I'm really not used to recording on my computer. But a quick, easy way to stay in contact with your teens. Does anyone have any questions in the last, I think we have 4 minutes.
It seems like it could be popular. It reminds me a tiny bit of TikTok, but much more moderated. So that could be popular.
It's TikTok for wimps. If you want to do videos with teens, but you want it to be super, super private and super locked down by you, this is your option.